walked through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count, and too many for me to tap. But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport.
All right, greetings and welcome back once again. This is Imuna. I saw this one come across. I thought it was interesting. It hit on. This is Monique, and she's sharing her experience and her concern for the way that melanated women are showing up in the world. Not all, but some are showing up in bonnets. As she says, she's narrating why she's concerned. She says she was at the airport and she saw women in slippers and bonnets and pajamas, and it's like you're showing up to the world like you don't care. And people are coming for her. People are coming for her, namely women are coming for her, and I'm confused. I know people might be like, but I'm confused. I'm gonna let her talk a little bit, but I'm confused because if you say accountability and what accountability looks like, and someone is sharing their thoughts on what accountability looks like and the things that they're doing, and the people are upset, that says that you don't want to be held accountable, right? And when I go to the supermarket, when I go to wherever it is, the big box store, I'm not going to front. I say the same thing. Like, what is going on? Why are we showing up in sometimes it's not even pajamas. Sometimes it's straight up drawers. Like you rolled out of bed, put on your push foot slippers, and you ran out the door. What is going on? So I would have to say, in this respect, I have to agree that if we don't show up like we want to be respected, and I know people are going to say we were in suit and ties and not respected, but at least you respected yourself. But when you show up like you didn't brush your teeth this morning and you just rolled out into public, yeah, I would say I take issue with that too. But let's listen to what she says.
I've been seeing it, not just at the airport. I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves? When did we step away of let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home? Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup.
Some people are citing the contradiction that in her conversation about being presentable, she's in her bathrobe. Someone as far to say that she doesn't have on a brassiere in her bathrobe. And so I can see where people will kind of clap back, but these are two separate issues. Sometimes when we conflate the issues, when we mix them up, then we lose sight of it. There's one issue real and present, which is women are rolling outside, and the men in their pajamas, in their push foot slippers, in looking like you're in your home, very comfortable, not presentable. Sometimes the clothes are not even ironed who they come straight out yes. So that is one real and present issue. The other issue is now she's in her home and she's having this conversation, but because it's the same premise and that this is going out to the world, the thought is that even though her hair is combed, then you need to put on clothes, because even though you're not walking in the big box store, this image of you is going to the world and you should have put on clothes. And I would have to say I agree with that too. If she's delivering a message on presentation, then she should have presented herself in a better fashion, right? Because the same concept kind of applies.
I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair? And if you don't want to comb your hair, they got enough shit out here now, baby, where you can style yourself up and look like you have pride. I'm not saying you don't have pride, but the representation that you're showing, someone would have to ask you to know that you had it. So my sweet babies, for the ones that do call me.
Then somebody found a picture of when she was on the red carpet, and that's the train. I guess she had on a dress and she pulled it up and her legs were hairy. I think I'll insert it somewhere. And they're like, what were you saying again? Again, she's talking about the way you dress. Now, one would have to say, are hairy legs or unshaven legs acceptable? Right? One would have to say that. And that's a different part of the argument. So I notice sometimes when we don't want to deal with the reality or the truth, or we may be the ones who are guilty for doing this, then we're going to try to deflect. I think all conversations could be had here. She could have put on some clothes that indicated that she was going to deliver this message so that she could model the behavior she's expecting to see, as well as come on, man. I have to say, man, I agree 1,000%. Even if you're going to the store, if you're just, iron your clothes, make sure they're clean, put on decent footwear. If you have on a head wrap, but the bonnet indicates that you just woke up from a nap. And then I see these crazy memes with Mama Bear from Bernstein Bears and Little House on the Prairie. Those were outside bonnets. Those weren't sleep bonnets. They were outside bonnets. I maintain those were outside bonnets. Okay, Mama Bear from the Bernstein Bears, those kind of did look like sleep bonnets. And Mama Bear kind of did look like she was in her night clothes. And then we would argue like Mama Bear wasn't presentable either. But we could have that conversation. It doesn't have to be either or. It could be and. But with that said, that's my thoughts on this. Yeah, we do need to level up, man. Because this is getting out of hand now. It is really, really, really getting out of hand. And this is many nationalities, not just one. You know, the men with their pants so low that the entire portion of their boxers is exposed. If they bend over, they're mooning. I'd be like, what is going on? So yes, present ourselves a little bit better than this. I would have to agree, and I would have to agree, and I would have to agree. With that said, this is Amuna. Everybody have a blessed day. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.